Hello and welcome. I'm super excited that you are interested in human design and would like to learn more about who you are and stepping into your purpose and potential. If you're a business owner, then obviously this will reflect into your business the moment you find out who you truly are, and you can bring that purpose and potential into your business. I've prepared a quick summary for you in the form of a slideshow to share this information with you so that you know where it comes from and also how to book a foundational human design reading. All right, so enjoy. All right, so human design is really the blueprint or the code to your highest potential, and I'm going to share with you exactly how. So do you find yourself asking some of these questions? Who am I? What am I meant to focus on? I can do so many things. I'm one of those multi-passionate, multi-talented people, and oftentimes can feel quite a bit overwhelmed because am I using all of my talents? How am I ever going to get around to it all? And what am I actually meant to be doing here? So what's my purpose? And we often get stuck with that. It's like, maybe I'm missing the point by doing all of these different things. And at the same time, I feel tired and burnt out from doing hashtag all the things. So whether it's running a business, running a household, having relationships, all the different areas in our lives can take up quite a lot of energy and bandwidth. And that can quickly burn us out, especially in this modern age when we just have to juggle so many different things. And I wish I had clarity. So most of my sessions that I do with my clients, they walk away with clarity and they're so excited because they've got a plan, they're clear on what their direction is, their next step, what they're meant to do, and they can start to craft and implement a more aligned way where they're not running out of energy, because the whole point of this life is to have sustainability, to have endurance, to have the energy to live a really fulfilled and happy and meaningful life, right? And we often get stuck with what am I meant to do? Because there's just so much information flying at us over the internet with different people. Technology is growing so fast. So it can get quite a bit confusing at times. So let's talk about potential, because I believe that when we find out what our potential is, we actually can start answering those questions and start crafting a roadmap in terms of how to live that out and how to make that happen. So the word potential comes from the late Latin potentialis, which literally means being able to tap into your power. And as human beings, we are incredibly powerful. We've just learned to squish ourselves and keep ourselves stuck with patterns and conditioning. And we haven't allowed ourselves to be really powerful. Like the Marianne quote, where it says that we are more scared of our light, of our success, of how powerful we actually are, more than we are scared of failing or not getting it right. I also love the Oxford Languages definition, where potential refers to the latent qualities or abilities that may be developed and lead to future success or usefulness. I interviewed quite a lot of moms a couple of years ago in terms of what their biggest desire is. And it all came down to they would like to contribute to society. They would like to mean something. And a lot of us feel that way. We feel that we somehow have a purpose and a meaning to contribute to this life. Otherwise, why are we here? And what I also love about this is the fact that we actually have encoded in our DNA, in our cells, the ability to be successful. We often imagine it to be, look at the rich and famous and successful people, and there's some sort of secret underneath there, where in fact, that potential for success is encoded in your DNA. And it's just time to wake it up to know how to tap into that. I also love just the basic Wikipedia, how can I say, interpretation of this, where it says inherent within the notion of human potential is the belief that in reaching their full potential, an individual will be able to lead a happy and more fulfilled life. Isn't that incredible? Just by being who we are and fulfilling what we are meant to be, what we're already naturally encoded to do, we can lead these happy and fulfilled lives. So let's talk quickly about the myths around success, because this often blocks us from really stepping into our highest potentials, because we have certain beliefs around how success comes about and what we are supposed to be to create that success in our lives. So the first one is you must just follow your passion and you will be successful. How many times have I heard this? And then we have so many entrepreneurs living on the breadline, burning out because they They're so passionate about what they do, and yet there's quite a lot of elements that they don't have in there. So maybe they don't know how to run a business properly, or they're not getting the right clients, or they're not charging the right prices. So it's not just about the passion, it's also knowing about who you are aligned to connect with. And I'm going to share this really powerful modality that's going to give you lots of insight around how you can become successful just by being you. I love this one. Hard work equals success. It's one of those things where I was definitely taught this. My father is an incredibly hardworking man. And so from that generation, they were all taught the more hours you put in, the more you do, the harder you work, the more chances you have of being successful. Unfortunately, what we've seen playing out in society today is that we're running out of hours, we're running out of energy, and we're getting more people that are struggling with physical and mental health issues because they're just pushing. They're just forcing through what the human body is actually meant and aligned to be doing. So it's important that this is a new era coming in where we're actually looking at how can we achieve success the way that we are meant to achieve it, rather than forcing it and pushing it and working harder to achieve it. Focus on what you do best. There's one of the types in human design that I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit later, where they have such incredible internal creative flow coming through, that to ask them to squish it all through one tiny little funnel and just focus on what they can do best is going to create a lot of frustration and energy exploding because they're not able to contain it in just one way. If I had stuck only to what I was good at in my corporate career, I would still be stuck in a soul-sucking job that I'm really not happy about, that even though it was bringing in money, it was not fulfilling my soul. It was raking away at my energy, at my mood, at my mental health. I was on the brink of burnout. I was on the brink of divorce. It was so many things that was happening because I held on to a job, and even later to a business that wasn't really aligned to me. It was what I could do best. I was really, really good at it, and it simply didn't light me up anymore. So just focusing on what I do best and what I can do is not necessarily the thing that's going to bring me success in life. What if I could have multiple ways and multiple things to focus on, as long as it's the right things? So here's the other one: money equals success and happiness. Now, I'm the first one to say that money definitely gives us access to experiences, and it's our currency at the moment. So money gives you access to good food, to vacations, to have your children in good schools, to give yourself good life experiences. So it definitely can create an environment where happiness can be cultivated. And we all know that even a lot of rich people aren't always happy and successful. So money is not the critical element here. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And then the last one, stay focused on your goals. If you're an A-type driver like me, then staying focused on your goals is going to keep you in a lack mentality, and it's going to keep you constantly feeling like you're just not performing, you're just not achieving, because typically the goalpost keeps moving. In other words, there's always new goals you've always never achieved, and it keeps us out of the present. So if we can be in the present and really focus on what we've already achieved, it's good to have healthy goals. It's just not healthy for us when we constantly measure our success by these future goals that we just haven't achieved yet. So what if, I'm challenging you with this question, what if finding out and following your unique design can give you effortless success, which can include money and happiness? You have multiple potentials at any given moment, and it's possible to find a reliable way of identifying and focusing on the right ones. And it starts with you. It starts with knowing and accepting yourself at a soul level. I remember when I did a lot, I've gone through all the different profiling tools, the Enneagram, the DISC profile, Myers-Briggs, the colors, all of those different ones. And I always resisted the one that I was, because I felt like I was being put in a box, and that it was labeling me and it was limiting me. And I always resisted it. So it didn't really help me in terms of stepping more into who I truly am. So the ideal is to find a way of knowing who you are and being able to accept that and really integrate that and really live that rather than feel like it's holding you back. Also, what you've come here to do. So a lot of us struggle with this, and especially if you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, this will be reflected in your business. So we often make our business our soul calling and our purpose, and we live that out in there. So if we're a little bit unclear about what our purpose is, then that can also confuse us. And I'm going to give you a little hint here. It's we don't just have one purpose. We have multiple purposes during our life. Also, about what you're focusing on. Remember the saying, your thoughts create your reality? Well, your focus actually creates your reality, and your brain is a loyal servant. It delivers in the now, it goes out into your environment, and it finds justification for everything that you're focusing on. And so you just attract more and see more of that. So it's just something that your brain does. The moment you focus on it, it will go and find more of that out in your environment and attract more of that. So you are essentially creating your reality. And then lastly, honoring your unique energy. Again, talking to so many entrepreneurs and business owners, and they look ragged and dragged down and tired to the bone and exhausted. And yes, we're successful. And what do we have to show for it? Health issues and sleep deprivation and all of these physical and mental health issues. So it's really about finding a way that we can create a sustainable life, a sustainable business, a sustainable resources, so that we can run this long distance race. It's not about sprinting. This is a long distance race for us to get to the end of our life and feel fulfilled, and that we've lived that meaningful life, and along the way to be able to run on good, solid, healthy energy. So it's all about the meaning that we give to things. The meaning you place on an object or a thing will determine what you create and manifest around that. So if money is really important, you've given an important meaning around money, then you will create more money and you'll spend it in a certain way. If certain life experiences are more important to you and you've given high value meaning to it, then you will create more of those experiences. And here's the thing. The meaning we place on things is actually determined by our conditioning. So there's a lot of new research coming out around epigenetics, where we are carrying our ancestral beliefs by up to 14 generations back. Also, our parents, our siblings, our teachers, our schools, the different life experiences we go through, all of those contribute to our conditioning. And it creates a certain story that we tell ourselves all the time. It becomes this narrative, and it gives meaning to our lives. Because if I keep telling myself that my life is hard and my life is a struggle, and success is hard, and getting clients is hard, and running a business is hard, then this is what I'm going to create in my life. Have you ever met a person who they just seem to attract good luck all the time? They're so happy-go-lucky, and things just seem to work out for them all the time. That's because they haven't placed a high value on that story of struggle and hard work. So essentially, our perception, the stories we tell ourselves of the world, determines what we create. So that means that creates the potentials we activate, or that determines the potentials that we activate in the quantum field. So your life is really in your control. So enter human design, which started with a supernova in 1987, and was revealed to the world through a person called Ra Uru Hu. And he shared this wonderful holistic self-knowledge system, which combines elements of ancient and modern sciences, which includes quantum physics, Eastern and Western astrology, the Chinese I Ching, the Jewish Kabbalah, and the Indian chakra system. So literally, human design holds the blueprint or the code of your potential. We use your natal information to create a body graph or a human design chart, like you can see in the image here. This is my chart, my particular chart. And from this chart, we can literally see your potential for your life and soul purpose, what drives you, your energy blueprint, how you are designed to make money, your communication style. So for business owners, this is your messaging, your personal decision framework, the themes that are playing out in your life, how to connect to the world, and much, much more. So human design literally explains the impact of the planets on our nature. So the stars in the universe, in space, literally beam out neutrinos through the planets, which then imprints our bodies. So just think about the effect that the moon has on the tides of the ocean. And if you consider that our bodies are made up of more than 70% water, and you look at studies like Dr. Emoto's water studies where the molecular structure of our bodies and water can be changed, then you can see that planets actually have a really big impact on our lives. And the continual movement of the sun and the planets means that this neutrino information that's passing through us at the moment of our birth is always unique. It'll never be repeated. So you literally are this once in a lifetime cosmic event, like Karen Curry Parker puts it. So there are two moments in time that we use to calculate and generate your chart. The first is the personality, and I'm gonna go back just a little bit to the previous one so you can see on a chart. You'll have the black numbers here on the right-hand side and the left red numbers on the left-hand side of your chart. And I'm gonna let you know where you can get your chart as well. You can actually get a free chart. So on the right, your personality, which is calculated at the moment of your birth, and you have conscious access to that. So it's who you think you are. And then on the left-hand side, the design, the red numbers, this is calculated approximately 88 days before birth. It's your unconscious side that often people can see about you, and it's also your biogenetic inheritance. So in human design, we have 5 different types, which is the role that you play. So you'll be one of these 5 different types. There are 9 energy centers, which is how you experience energy in the world. And this is, it correlates to the Indian chakra system. And in the 1780s, late 1780s, we actually split from a 7 energy center being to being 9 energy centered beings. We also have 12 profile lines. So you'll have a profile line which gives you the plot outline. If this was an act being played out, that this would give you the outline and how you learn, and also 36 channels and 64 gates and much, much more. So this is a map of your unique genetic design and the potential to awaken your innate wisdom. You can go and get your free chart on jovianarchive.com. I've put the link in here for you. When you do a foundational human design reading with me, we will be going over your type, your energy centers, and your profile line. And then when we do an advanced reading, we'll go into the channels and the gates and a few other things that will help you to understand who you are. This is a lot of information. It's very technical, very expansive, and a lot that you can learn out of this to help you to start the deconditioning process, because once you know who you are and the potential of who you are, you still get to choose whether you would like to step into that or not. And that's why I love this quote by Oscar Wilde: be yourself, everyone else is already taken. Wouldn't that be lovely if you could just be yourself and you add so much value to the world and you're already a great person just because of who you are naturally? A quick introduction to me: I'm Tanya Lochner. I call myself the Success Intuitive, and I'm passionate about supporting soulpreneurs to activate their highest potential in business and life. Over the past 5 years of running my own business, I've helped dozens of entrepreneurs globally to launch and grow their businesses while building 3 of my own businesses on and offline. And I have more than 20 years experience in the business and finance world, as well as qualifications in organizational and industrial psychology. I've always been fascinated about what makes humans tick. And I've also studied a lot in terms of what really makes us up from these personality and profiling and mindset, and really just understanding who we are as people and how we then bring that into business and life to have a healthy balance. All right, so I invite you to book a reading with me. Here's the link. It's a bit.ly link where you can book a human design foundational reading. Or if you have any questions, you are welcome to reach out to me on hello@tanyalochner.com. And I really look forward to learning more about who you are, to seeing your potential, to finding out what it is that you can bring to the world, and to help you get started on that path. See you soon.